And when it comes to these news networks, they'll never tell you the full truth. They need you to be lost in the sauce. They need you to be oblivious to what's really going on in the world. They need the crime rate to go up. That's why they barely tell you information. That's why they give you information piece by piece. Because if the crime rate goes up, they get paid more. The crime rate goes up, they get a bigger house. The crime rate goes up, they get a better car. The crime rate goes up, they get a better vacation. The crime rate goes up, they get to compete with their old college classmates. So that's why I do these videos, to keep my people aware of what's really going on in the world. Not the fake stuff, not the P. Diddy stuff. No, what's really going on in your local community. And since I've been driving trucks for 10 years, I also do it because I know a lot of people from the North. You travel down south, and a lot of people think the South is just warm and charming and everything's sweet, but it's really turned, especially when you go to Houston. Yeah, Houston is fun. Houston is fun, but it's still the wild, wild west. But if you really want to be honest, that's like every major city in America. But let's get right into this story. 10 bodies found in the Houston area bayou since June, and this was published November 19th, yesterday, 8:25 p.m. Central Time in Houston. And look, when the news made this video, it was only like 3 minutes and 25 seconds. That's it. But you found 10 bodies in a bayou, and you don't think they're serious? You don't think that subject deserves more time on TV to warn people? And that's the same bayou. A 12-year-old girl, I think her name was Jocelyn, she was found in that same bayou. But they created a bill in her name. They passed a law in her name. So that made me just wonder. I'm sitting back, I'm like, wait, so when black women are kidnapped and unalive, why is it so hard just to get a task force to look for black women, to look for black people in general? So that's why I make these videos, because I want you to know, if you come into Houston, if you go into Atlanta, all that stuff for your birthday, and if something happens to you and you're not from Houston, I'm telling you, they not gonna care about your black ass. They gonna make a 4-minute video and talk about you for probably about 2-3 days, and they're gonna move on with life. So this is why I create these videos. This is why I talk about this, to keep you aware. The Houston area has had a disturbing series of bodies being found in and around the city's bayous since June. The incidents, which include suspected homicides and unexplained deaths, have sparked ongoing investigations. So I was sitting back and listening to the anchor. He was saying there's no proof that this is the same person doing this crime. If you found 10 bodies in the same bayou, trust me, it's the same person. So that's why I say on a lot of my videos, when you hear stories and the first thing you feel in your gut, it's going to tell you what it is. When I heard this story, when I heard them say, oh, they just found 10 bodies all together since June. Oh, that told me serial killer. But they on the news saying, oh, we don't want the public to panic. What? No, y'all don't want people to be aware. Y'all don't want people to really know what's going on, because you need views every day. You need content every day, because you are competing with content creators now. So every day you need 4-minute videos about crime. So that's why I say they need crime to happen, because that's their job. Without crime, they don't get paid. So they not going to ever tell you the full story. Look, in Houston, I know women who've been followed from work. I know women who've been followed after getting gas and followed all the way to their house. And I had to tell them, look, don't go straight to your house. Hit the block 2 times, then go back home. And not only followed, I know women who've been also drugged. And look, when stuff happens to you, especially in our community, we have to communicate with each other. If you go out or whatever and you feel like you've been drugged, tell somebody, tell next girl, or expose that club. We have to start talking, because I'm telling you, these news people, these cops, they're not going to tell all the information. And I always feel like people put too much trust into cops. They put too much trust into investigators. They put too much trust into the news. We can't do that. We have to start communicating amongst ourselves. We have to start creating videos exposing what's really going on. In just the last 5 months, 10 bodies have been found in the Houston bayous. The latest man was discovered dead and found shot in Buffalo Bayou. The Houston police dive team had actually been searching for a different man. That University of Houston police were chasing on Sunday. Apparently, this guy jumped into the water They did not see him come out, so they asked the dive team if they could just check the shores. So the dive team was out doing some training and also helping the University of Houston when they discovered this body. It's not the same person, said HPD. So they was chasing a man and he jumped in the bayou and they couldn't find him. Like, he didn't come back up. So while looking for him, they found another body. They found a body of a man who was shot in the head. So that's what I'm telling you. This is a serial killer, but they won't tell you that on TV because they need everybody to be oblivious. They don't want you to be alert, because if people start being alert, if people start communicating, they lose money. They don't have anything to report now. A lot of criminals, they follow your routines. They study your routines. Stop letting them know what routine you have. When you coming home from work, don't just go straight home. Hit the block. Go to the store. Do something different, because they studying your every move. Every time you walk out the house, you have to be alert. In this world, when you walk out the house, you have to be alert. A lot of people walking with their cell phones, looking down at their cell phones. That's how shit happens. And even when it comes to our people, because I saw this article, and this article was from January 1st of this year. Black people disappearing, disregarded, becoming a crisis. What's being done about it? And look, I promise you, I can do a story every day for how many black women, how many black men come up missing in Houston. How many black women come to Houston to celebrate their birthday party and they come up missing? How many women come to Houston to celebrate their birthday party and they get unalived? I can have stories for days. And with those same stories, you'll have the parents saying, oh, the cops ain't doing anything. Oh, the news not reporting it. They don't care about us. We have to report what's going on in our community. They don't care. And a lot of times I feel like they are part of these unalivings. They are part of our people going missing. So that's why I say don't put all your trust into them, because they doing their own thing. They not really worried about black people. We have to worry about ourselves. It's a serial killer on the loose and they telling you, oh, don't panic. But you just found 10 bodies in a bayou since June. And the last one you found was from yesterday. And look, I'm about to snitch. It's a thing called 304 TikTok on For You page. Now, if you have younger nieces, you have a daughter, you have younger cousins, look, tell them what are the consequences when you live in this lifestyle. Because I think the 304 TikTok is like young girls getting paid, getting hired by older men to do different sexual things. Look, talk to your people. Tell them the consequences it is when you meeting random men to get paid for SCX. Because these days, these dudes not paying them. They go get what they get and they go rob you and they go take their money and they might take your life. You have to tell them the consequences of trying to get quick money. Ain't nothing free in this world. And look, I don't make these videos to put fear into my people. I make these videos to keep you aware and tell you how it really is in the real world, not this cupcake world, in the real world. When you step out that door in the morning, you have to be on point. You cannot be looking down at your phone no more. Them days are over. You got people preying on certain people. You got people preying on women. You got people preying on black people. In a world filled with distractions, you have to be alert. And look, I'm going to leave y'all with this. The holidays coming up. You got Thanksgiving. A lot of people traveling. You got Christmas coming up. You're going to be going shopping. It's people watching you. It's people watching you walking back to your car with all that stuff in your cart. It's people watching you traveling to your family's house on Thanksgiving. It's people watching you. Always remember that when you walk out your house, always be alert. I'm out.